So Bob, how's the bird food?
How's the what?
How's the bird food?
Bird food? Pretty good.
He was a little worried that if he has to eat healthy, that meant he had to eat bird food. And a lot of you have been here. This is not your first rodeo. It's not your first recipe night that you know that the food tastes good and you will be full and you can really eat almost whatever you want to eat, the same recipes you were normally eating, just by making some simple substitutions.
The false advertising industry has been behind almost every major breakthrough in advertising. We invented subliminal advertising, the classic before and after. You can't put a price on that dream. Who doesn't want a big But our latest breakthrough has been more effective at reaching both men and women than we could have ever imagined. We call it, you ready? The natural effect. I'd like to say that creating the natural label is an art, but it's not. It's just not. Your product may contain growth hormones and antibiotics. Just throw that word natural on there. Maybe add a picture of a barn. By adding natural to your package, you increase purchase intent, and then people think you're just as healthy as organic. We pride ourselves on this kind of confusion. Your product may be very heavily processed, but what, a barn? It works every time. We have a standard application form that we send to companies to see if their product is a good candidate for the word natural. It's pretty simple. Do you wish your product were natural? Now, the beauty is there are literally hundreds of chemicals, persistent pesticides, and GMOs that the FDA does not object to when using the word natural. Oh no, looks like we have a reject. Oh, nope, it's just in the wrong bin. All right, there, phew, it's close. There are those who may question the effectiveness of the natural label. Believe me, we tested more truthful alternatives, all right? Nobody wants to buy chips that are kind of natural. Yogurt with one thing natural. 10% natural salad dressing. Made with partially natural stuff. Not effective, but all the work that we did do wasn't a complete waste of time because we were able to come up with some very powerful modifiers. All natural, and his big brother, 100% natural. And now we're coming up with ways to make 100% natural a little better. We're taking it to a whole another level. Scientists were recently able to take the genes from bug-killing bacteria and cross them with the genes of corn to make the corn pest-resistant. It's true, totally true. You can Google it. I know some people are like, that is disgusting. How dare, what on, oh. They think it's unnatural. Well, right now it's on the shelves as 100% natural. So, but if you ask me, by genetically combining two organisms, that's 200% natural. Food companies come in here and they think they have all sorts of problematic issues, right? They're worried that their product is so processed that it bears no resemblance to anything actually found in nature. It's full of hormones or chemicals or ingredients that nobody can pronounce, not even them. I love to see the look on their face when I tell them, hey, you know what? None of that matters. We can put the natural label on pretty much anything. Although my favorite part is when I show them what their packaging will look like with the natural label. I love helping people. It makes me feel like we're a nonprofit, only totally for profit. Money, money, money. But helping is that's the best part. I'm a little concerned I might have got some bacteria on my finger. Can we get bacteria hose? Is there a wash station for the bacteria, or is this? Nope. I'm sure it's fine. I eat it every day.
Isn't that funny? I watched that. I was like, that is exactly what we need to be talking about. And it's true. And how many, raise your hand if you've been fooled by the barn. the barn on there. I'm like, oh yeah, there's a barn on there. It's definitely from that barn. Yeah, no, I watched that. I'm like, wow, I've been duped, and we have all been duped. It's scary what's out there. I was watching one the other day who was showing us what real farms look like, and then they're showing you what you think a farm looks like. And yep, we all think that farm looks like that. It's nice green pastures and a barn and a cowboy and and a tractor. And then you look at what farms really look like, and it looks like just industry. It's scary what's happening to our food. So tonight we're going to be talking about GMOs. GMO stands for genetically modified organism. This is a food that has actually been genetically modified. So geneticists and scientists have found a way to take genes from other organisms that are not plant, like bats and alligators and frogs and reptiles and viruses and different bacteria, and inject it like a virus would into the genes and genetic makeup of different plants like corn, and make it resistant to different things. I don't know where on earth that makes sense, except for one person, the person making the money by selling more corn or more soy or more canola. So this is dangerous stuff. So we're going to get into how common is it? It's very common. Any processed food is up to 80% genetically modified. So processed foods, I mean, a lot of people eat this stuff, especially in the United States. We're eating lots and lots of processed foods. But if you look at it, 93% of all soy is genetically modified. 93% of cotton, 90% of canola, 86% of corn. So when you're eating your corn chips, your corn bread, or whatever it is, most of the time it's going to be genetically modified. Sugar, that's another one that I learned more about doing research for tonight. If you just see something that says sugar, 99% of the time it's from sugar beets. That's where, unless it says cane sugar, it's sugar from sugar beets, and that's up there at 95% genetically modified. 80% of Hawaiian papaya. And then you have your zucchini and squash. Again, most people don't realize.
Very unhappy. I didn't know about the squash.
Mm-hmm. Most of it's genetically modified. So when they're genetically modified, there's things that you're going to be able to do to make better choices, but are they safe? They are not safe. In fact, more than 60 countries in the world, including Australia, Japan, and almost the whole entire European nation or union, has banned it. They either banned it or they have strict regulations on how to label it. Yet here in America, we can't even get it passed in one state. A few years ago, we tried to do it in California and it failed. This kind of shows you what percentage of the continents are allowing food labeling. I mean, don't you guys all think that we deserve to know what's in our food?
Yes.
I've never met anybody that would disagree with that, except the people that are making the laws, because their hands are in different people's pockets. So if you look at it, Europe, it's 85% of all of Europe labels GMOs. South America, it's 33%. Asia, 31%. You get all the way down to North America. North America is 3%. El Salvador is the only country in North America that has labeling for GMOs. But the reason why they do it is so that they can spray pesticides and herbicides all over their crops, and the crops don't die. So the biggest one right now is something called Roundup Ready corn. Guess who makes Roundup? Monsanto. Guess who makes the seeds for that corn? Monsanto. So what they've done is they've genetically modified the genes of that corn so when you actually spray the corn with Roundup, that's glyphosate, it will not die. So then they can just take it and spray the whole field with it, and then you're going to have perfect rows of just corn and no other weeds. This is just allowing them to put more chemicals into our food. So when you're eating GMOs, there's been herbicides pounded on top of it. So here's one. Your genetically modified food is less nutritious. Significantly less magnesium, potassium, and sulfur. If you guys remember the workshop we did just a few weeks ago, sulfur is very important for your liver to detox. Your potassium levels and magnesium levels are important for your bones, for your muscles to function. Look at this one. Rats fed GMOs die sooner. They did studies with rats. In Europe, they did research that showed that these rats were dying way sooner than the rats that were being fed regular food, not genetically modified. By the 17th month of their life, 5 to 6 times more likely to be dead. These are rats, not humans. But look at this. That is a picture of these rats. No wonder they're dying. It's tumors. Yes, and that's why they use rats, because their life cycle is faster. It'll show up faster in a rat than it would a human. To use a human study, it would be a 1-to-1 ratio of our time. So there's basically 3 things you need to do if you want to avoid GMOs in your diet. Number 1, go organic. That's the easiest way of doing it. Now, do you have to do everything organic? No. Broccoli, I don't need organic broccoli. It's clean. It's not genetically modified. 2, it's not highly sprayed. So when we go on that shopping tour, I'm going to give you a little list of the Clean 15 and the Dirty Dozen. The Dirty Dozen are the 12 most dirty fruits and vegetables that you have to get organic, and then the Clean 15 are the ones that are least sprayed. So those are the ones you can get away with not having to buy organic. This is ways to save money while not killing yourself. Yeah. Avoid the at-risk ingredients that we just talked about. The soy. Avoid it. If you see soy in any of your food, unless it says organic, I wouldn't touch it. It's going to be genetically modified. And then the third one is knowing your substitutions. So instead of going with canola oil, corn oil, soy, cottonseed, you're going to go with extra virgin olive oil. You're going to go with coconut oil or avocado oil. So again, it's not about depriving you of things that you normally would do. It's just about changing the ingredients. It's all about the substitutions. Actually, let me show you a video, because my son said, "Are you going to show this video tonight?" And I said, "Do you want me to?" He's like, "Please do." So let me show you this video.
Hi, I'm Steph Sander. So I'm going to teach you how to make some chicken wings. First, you put it in an organic or egg mix. You drip it, and so the glue gets off. You take that, you cover it, roll it, bury it, shake it off, put it on here so it can fry and go in.
And then I can take it and I fry it in coconut oil. And then when it's done, the trick to getting nice crisp chicken tenders is to dry them on a wire rack and let them drip dry. Otherwise, if you put them on a plate, they'll get soggy.
And the best part is eating it.
I have the recipes for you guys before you leave. Very, very simple. It was almond flour, it was arrowroot powder, and that's optional. I like to put it in there. And then coconut flour, and then onion powder, garlic powder, salt, pepper, oregano, and parsley. And then fry it in the coconut oil, and you're done. Okay, very, very simple, very, very tasty. They're so tasty you actually don't need a dip if you didn't want one.
How about turmeric?
You can add it, absolutely. Curcumin is great for your inflammation anyway, so you can tweak that all different ways. I've done it with put some chipotle powder in there, but then I was the only one that could eat them because they were spicy. Yeah. So I love talking about food. I could talk about food all night, but you know what? A lot of people here, if we changed our diets and gave yourself more good food, but you never took care of your nervous system and the fact that your body's healing on the inside, it doesn't make a difference. Now, I had some people that were here last night for a doctor's report, and they just had a revelation. I was watching them, just their eyes light up, and they realized, hey, if I'm eating better, it doesn't matter. Because if there's pressure on the nerve that's going to our digestive system, can the digestive system work as well as it should?
No.
I'll have people ask me, well, what's more important, the eating right, the exercise, what is it? And it all comes down to what can you survive without the longest? So what can you survive? How long can you survive without food? Month, water, days, air, minutes, nervous system, nada. That's why we always have to look at the nervous system first. It controls everything else. Once you get that under control, then we start looking at diet. We start adding the exercise. We start teaching you how to detox. Very, very important. We have a couple events coming up. I wanted to give everybody an opportunity to sign up here tonight. The next event is actually our Shop with the Doc. We changed our venue. We're doing it next door at Kroger. I had a lot of people say, you know, I've done the Whole Foods one, I've done the Costco one, but what about when I'm shopping right here? So we're going to do a shopping tour, and I'm going to show you how you can still shop and get a lot of the ingredients that you need here at our Kroger. So that's going to be on Saturday the 11th. Right now we have one session at 10 a.m., 10 in the morning, and we are hoping we can only fit maybe 15 people per session, and if we need to open up another session, I'll stay there all day if I have to show as many people as possible how to shop smart. So if you know other people that need this information, it's free. I'm not charging anything to do this. This is just a lot of fun. The next event we have coming up is we call it our community dinner. We're changing the format a little bit. This is going to be called our Food 101 class. If you've never been to one of our dinners, there's no charge for it. If you've been to a dinner before, it's a $10 charge to come to it, because I will be buying you dinner. And it's going to be about a 30-40 minute workshop all about how to eat better. We're going to go through the core plan. We're going to go through the advanced plan. Now, if you've been to a dinner, you don't want to pay $10, I don't blame you. Bring a guest and your dinner's free. And so is your guest. Okay, very, very simple. So this is just a way that we can help get this information to more people. And again, it's all about giving people that information to understand that there's something else out there. I mean, people even here tonight didn't know all about this GMO stuff. We learned a lot, and more people need to learn this stuff as well. So, did you guys have fun? Did everybody learn something here tonight?
Yes.
I'll tell you right now, the people that are in this room are going to get better results than the people that made the excuses why they didn't come. Everybody that comes always gets something out of it, and they always can further their journey in health. So I applaud you guys for being here tonight, and everybody's going to leave here stuffed, I'm sure. Yeah. So you guys, we're done. I'm glad you guys got to come, and we'll see you guys at the next event.